And so when you look from that perspective, they don't have the whole picture. A long time ago, we were talking about the process of putting a puzzle together, not having all the pieces. And as we see the pieces, we try to make a match, and sometimes they don't match and they don't make sense. And when you find the missing piece, all of a sudden you get to really understand what the picture's about.
It's a dirty little secret. Some might be surprised to learn that the fate of America's economy is a dirty little secret.
Today, tomorrow, 6 months, next year, they have always held the keys to your fears. Fast forward decades later, blood, sweat, and tears are shed to the creator, but it was all made up. Generation after generation, tell me what changes. History keeps repeating itself for ages. He was driving a Tesla Model S, playing loud music. He drove into an EMP storm and got electrocuted. Trust fund lawyers were recruited, lawsuits were instituted. The electric car killed him. Prove it. Quantum evolution, quantum conducive, quantum revolution, rap music, quantum electrocution. Transformed him into a mutant. Infrared eyesight, lucid. Sharpen the picture, fine tune it or lose it. God's gift, optic, Oculus Rift. Look around your environment, but keep your composure. Now, what do you think? I think it's all gone to shit. These problems can't be fixed. I think the only solution is reset. They say comply or die. Regroup on your side or mine and stop making excuses about why. Keep an eye on the micro, but notice the macro. The bottom line is our slave masters are assholes. Today, tomorrow, 6 months, next year, they have always held the keys to your fears. Fast forward decades later, blood, sweat, and tears are shed to the creator, but it was all made up. It ain't today, tomorrow, 6 months, or next year. They enjoy playing off for all our fears. Fast forward decades later, blood, sweat, and tears are shed to the creator. We don't worship, no pay. Preach. The higher the peak, the lower we are forced to dig deep. The best outcome is always out of reach. Do you agree to disagree about hope? Of course you don't believe everything they see. You never see through the smoke. You say you know the ledge, that's just a theoretical edge. To make the world a better place, you need more than a pledge. Trust no one, even yourself, and this includes the person giving, receiving, or needing some help. But you sold them your soul, and they stretched out your donut hole. You only know what you were told, not what you behold. The collapse is simultaneous triggered. Now you know what it feels like to be a statistic. Poor sons of bitches ain't allowed to make decisions. We middle class midgets living off of third world figures. They say the economy's grown, but if you look, there's more vacant homes than homeless people living on the road. Today, tomorrow, 6 months, next year, they have always held the keys to your fears. Fast forward decades later, blood, sweat, and tears are shed to the creator, but it was all made up. It ain't today, tomorrow, 6 months, or next year. They enjoy playing off for all our fears. Fast forward decades later, blood, sweat, and tears are shed to the creator. We don't worship no paper. Stop getting chances when you stop taking them. So just follow your orders. Never question who's making them.
Let us hold hands, let us pray with him.
Excuse me, what's your name again?
Okay, we'll have another round of Jameson. Drink up, rejoice. Let's pretend we always have a choice, cause we sure as hell never had a voice.
The day of reckoning, your last will and testament. Text message and emergency services still testing pings. Black swan psychologists could have been worse, they could have been communists. Objection sustained, McCarthyism counselor, a complete monopoly. This is proper hip-hop verbosity. Show you how it be and how it look to me. They build, destroy, recycle, that's how they get it done. Vocal percussions, no interruptions, perfection. Soundproof coffins, the haunted eavesdrop too often. It's always me and the Lord when I'm talking. Taking long walks on winter beaches, falling with splinters and blisters and the sound of whispering torment. The guillotines are sharpening, the background music is ominous. Laying there naked, dying from insomnia, hungry cause they starving us. Gun sentries, hall monitors, droning and daunting. My dear long-armed darlings, we are death marching, ritual sinister. Barefoot prisoners, dig a hole so POWs can shit in it. Prisoners during peacetime, peaceful and primitive. We never could understand what the fuck is a derivative. Admit it, we were all deceived with such relative ease, only because we dared to dream. They stole control with a single act of multiple hacks. They were literal, visceral, non-physical attacks citywide, but then the chaos metastasized to the countryside. We cried, our Bill of Rights were nullified. So miserable, so sad, I don't ever think I felt this bad. Feelings are emotions, emotions are scams. Wealth intimidates poor people more than violence, so they hide it. I've been on both sides of the fence. The common man changed to behave as a slave, reading Elliot Waves in the days on a Forex page. When Braveheart was brought to King's Court, he was shackled in chains. I heard him say that was an unwinnable game.
Simply put, the plan is to create this rush to the dirty little secret like passage. from a sinking ship to lifeboats. Once the lifeboats are filled to capacity, they will be sunk. The takeover of America has already happened. The collaborators have already been installed. And we are now on a path to complete subjugation of a larger global system of governance. If you continue to doubt this, how else would you explain the governmental acquiescence of self-destruction? And who will attempt to discredit the validity of the information offered here? The more intellectually astute will look beyond the statistics offered for mass consumption. Not only to identify the deliberately manipulated data, but to understand what is actually driving these false hopes, figures, and data. It is a magic show, and many are still captivated by the magician's many diversions. It is a magic show, and many are still captivated by the dirty little secret